always sort of, I mean, I guess from a cosmetic point of view, and the skincare point of view, we're always talking about active ingredients because they're combating the free radicals that cause all this damage. So we're constantly saying, yeah, all these antioxidants. So your vitamin A, C, and E are the main antioxidants for the skin. And I know that is a big part of the internal aging, is to prevent the cell damage caused by free radicals. So, because there is that one particular capsule that you have recommended for me.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is the isogenesis.
Yeah, no, and it's really interesting, and they've actually done research on that. And there's actually 2 studies that are quite interesting in regards to the impurities, and there's one that's been done using the system as a whole, and it's a really intriguing study as well, where they actually did prove, and this one in particular was regards to impurities that are in the fat cells that are released and neutralized. That's more to do with the cleansing and that type of thing, and that's a really interesting study where they didn't prove like some of the toxins were actually neutralized and taken out of the body. So that's intriguing. But there was also, which is particularly healthy aging, is the isogenesis, which I know the study on it's intriguing as well. So basically it's all around telomere health. So we won't go into too much about the telomeres, but basically they're the ends of your DNA, and the telomeres are a marker of cellular health. So basically as they shorten, it signifies the longevity of the cell, and as it gets shorter and shorter, then that's an indication that the cell hasn't got much longer to continue. It's close to the death of the cell. So what happens is, if that can be maintained, then that cell's going to last longer. So one of the key things is that that they were looking into is how can we maintain the telomeres so that we can increase the youthfulness. So what was actually discovered is they went out, and it was quite interesting, and went all these different botanical ingredients and plants and different things, and came back and did some studies to see which ones could actually enhance what's called catalase. Now, catalase actually neutralizes hydrogen peroxide, and hydrogen peroxide has been indicated to be one of the key things that are detrimental to telomere degradation. So that's how it actually works. And then they managed to put that into a capsule. So by taking that daily, what it does is actually enhances, and this is what they studied and tested, enhances the catalase levels in the body. So that way then we're reducing the amount of hydrogen peroxide and making sure that then our telomeres, I guess, breaking down slower, not being enhanced by the hydrogen peroxide in the body. And so that way then we're creating more youthful cells. So yeah, so that's a really amazing product as well, and another key one that was developed specifically for healthy aging. So I guess when you combine them all together and you start putting the collagen in, that specifically is the type 1, the marine collagen for the skin to enhance that. And then you've got the protein, which is all over body and enhancing every single different cell in the body and making sure that we've got that. And then you're having the anti-aging products in there as well to really get down into the DNA. Yeah. We're working from such a small part of the cell right through to the global parts of the cell to be able to enhance our overall health. But then I guess it's like anything. They sort of say, I guess in some ways it's a bit like that beauty comes from within. Well, it almost is. You put everything on the inside, and if you've got everything right on the inside, it kind of radiates out. Yeah. But like we were saying before, if your body's trying to grasp for just the small nutrients it can, it's sort of just like, well, I can only focus on the inside. I haven't got enough.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And I guess that's where I come in, because I'm fighting it from the outside and you're fighting from within, and we're trying to meet in the middle somewhere. Yeah.
And I think it's going to be amazing, like with you, with the different people that really focus on their nutrition and that sort of thing, is probably it's just probably going to give you just more of an opportunity to really just make people like glow, because they're just going to be radiating from within, and then everything that you can provide as well. It's just such a great combination for beauty all round.
That's right. So that's right.
Yeah,
because we try to, as much educate people on, prevention. And that's where I sort of was saying a little bit on the Botox. It's almost like a prevention for the wrinkles, but obviously it's more of a superficial change. So it just makes sense to be able to recommend lifestyle changes that can help rebuild your cells from within, and get that internal healthy aging going process as well. And then because people do spend a lot of money on cosmetic treatments, when they could also be spending some money in internal aging and then not spend so much on the injections, which makes sense. So, yeah.
Oh, it definitely does. And I guess the bonus of the nutrition is it's not just enhancing the external appearance, it's the fact that it's actually benefiting our health in so many ways. And if you're having great nutrition, that's going to improve your heart health, and it's going to improve your muscle mass, and it's going to improve your brain function, and all those different parts of the body that are so essential to life. Plus, you get the added bonus that it enhances your skin and your looks and all those type of things. Well, it's really a win-win, isn't it?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think now that I've focused on taking all of it together regularly, I definitely do feel a lot different. Like, so just energy levels, stress levels, and just managing life in general has become really good at the moment, especially while we're all experiencing this time, we're all stuck at home, and it could either go either way, can't it? So, and look, for me, probably first stage, it was going a bit, the wrong balance. And I've kind of said to myself, no, I just can't keep doing that, just because life's going to start again. And it's going to get really busy to the point where I'll probably go back to work thinking, oh my God, I wish I was at home. So I feel like for myself, I've got to be ready. But it's a lifestyle change, which, for most people, it's hard to make a change that you can keep for life, but it's just baby steps in the right direction, isn't it?
Oh, it definitely is. And I know that's something that I often work with my clients, is just, it's sort of like, okay, let's focus, often identifying their worst habits. So it's sort of like, okay, what's the thing that is your worst habit? Okay, let's look at, and it's not always about getting rid of it completely. It can be just sort of like, okay, what's a way that we can either reduce that or maybe substitute it or something like that. It's not sort of like, because I always say, if I say to them, oh, look, well, say for example, even with you, if I said to you, okay, Amanda, you can't have alcohol, no more, that's it, you'd probably be just like, what?
Exactly. Yeah. And I'll do that for maybe a week.
But if it's sort of like, okay, well, what's some solutions to maybe look like, so I mean, it's about finding that thing and working around with it and then changing it, and over time it becomes a lifestyle change. But I think it's amazing when you do put good nutrition into your body, how it does impact your body, not just like physically, and also then how you look, but also, like you were saying, your energy. And then if you've got more energy, then you perform better and you feel better. And then usually you're less cranky, but it also improves the way you think and your mental clarity. So it definitely enhances the body and mind as a whole. So, and that's a really amazing thing, because I guess it just makes you a better person, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, no, it does. And a lot of the bad habits, as you're saying, it is habitual. So you obviously, it's something that people are used to doing. So it's their form of managing stress. So so as you said, instead of like, I guess, getting rid of it, you have to analyze, okay, what can we do to replace that or reduce that? And therefore making a new habit. It's all about creating new habits.
And generally it's becoming aware of it. It's like, well, why am I doing this? Is it boredom? Is I tired? Am I stressed? Am I, what's the reason behind it? And then if you identify it's because it's just, okay, I've had a long day, I'm tired. All right, well, what could you do instead? Like, could you go for a walk, or is there something else you could have as a substitute or something like that? Not saying, well, you can't ever have it again, but just what's an alternative maybe you could try and implement. And sometimes it may not work. And that's okay. It's always other options, but just looking at alternatives. So, it's really interesting.
Yeah, no, definitely.
We're funny creatures.
Yes, I know. Yep.